Hey dudes, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. In today's video we are talking about 7 ways to manage anxiety. And what I mean by anxiety is like the emotion of anxiety. These things may help with like an actual medical condition of anxiousness, but I can't say I personally think that I experienced that, but I'm sure these things may well apply because they're little practical things that anyone could do and they help me, so maybe they'll help you as well. So we're starting off here at Slow Bottom Park, partly because it was nearby to where I've just been, partly because I've never been here before and I like to explore new places with trees because I love trees and nature, but also because I get very anxious vlogging or doing videos in public, which you may have seen from other videos. I don't hide it well, nor do I try to, so I thought this might be a good example of managing anxiety by doing something that makes me feel nervous. I've checked and the coast is clear, and now we'll continue in a minute. There we go, that's an accidental step 1 demonstration on how to deal with feeling anxious. Firstly, don't be afraid to say that you need help. The first way I started getting over anxiety was going to shops, and whenever I had a problem with something or like I wasn't sure how to do a return, I would go up to the cashier and say, I'm sorry, I don't know how to do this, I'd like to return this, and just be open about the fact that I don't know, and actually that just gives them the opportunity to be reassuring and say, oh no, that's fine, and then maybe just treat me with a little bit more grace, and show me what they're doing and explain. And I found that really helpful, and it was such an easy thing to do. And just remembering that people are people. Just because they're behind a desk in some area, they still go home at the end of their work day and they have a bath and they do normal people things and they worry about stuff that happened and they cook their dinner, and they're just people, and they will have their own worries about the things that they can do or can't do, or the way they socialise. Seeing everyone as just broken, ordinary people takes away some of that threat that you might feel. And the other thing that comes under this, which I have said in videos before, and then I've taken it out during the editing process because I thought it wasn't clear enough, or like people just wouldn't relate to it, they find it weird, but it's something that I genuinely do, and I think maybe I could share it with you because I actually use it, it works for me, so maybe you'll like it. And that is to think of myself as a sim. So I don't know if you've ever played Sims before, or at least you've got an idea of what it's like. I will take my sim out of their house and I'll just make them travel to a museum or to a holiday destination, and they'll go up and buy something, or they'll go and get a massage, and they just do these things. I just command them to do something and they do it, and they're not fearful in what they do. And as I'm someone controlling that sim, I know that they're going to be fine, and if another sim was a bit mean to them, whatever, I would then make my sim go and have a hug for one of their friends to make them feel better, or watch TV or something like that. So this isn't a perfect coping mechanism, but there are elements that just really help me to simplify it down and worry less. Take small opportunities to tackle your anxiousness, so you'll be better equipped for bigger opportunities later. So I used to hate reading out loud. I've never been interested in reading, therefore I'm not very good at it. So when I used to go to my girls' Bible study group, and there would be a group of maybe 6 of us and 2 adults, so I would try to take those opportunities to read out loud. Even though I hated it, I knew that that was a safe space for me to learn that ability, so that later down the line, when it came down to it and I had no choice but to read out loud to a bigger group of people or present something, I could do it, or at least I would be better equipped than I would be if I never took any of those opportunities to be outside my comfort zone. The next point is to find humour when you do something silly, when you mess up. Sometimes it's not appropriate to laugh at things, been there, but if you're anxious about something, if something embarrassing happened, if you can turn that into a positive outcome by maybe going home, telling your family or your friends, oh, I did this stupid thing today, it's so embarrassing, and get them to laugh about it, you can then teach your brain that actually the consequence was not so bad, and actually what happened brought out humour with other people, and that was a really nice thing to share. So that can sometimes take the edge off. We're still good. This is something that I use often when I'm thinking about body image anxieties, and that is, if I can accept myself for the way that I am, other people who care about me should be able to do that too. If I can walk around my house without perfectly shaved legs and I don't care, I still love myself, I still accept myself, then why the heck should my boyfriend not be able to do that, or my friends? And if people don't accept that, then that's probably something that reflects more on them and their levels of maturity, or maybe they're not a great influential person to have close in your life. However, there is a disclaimer with this point. Talk to people who are level-headed, don't overthink things, and will lovingly tell you the truth. Don't take that mindset to think that everything you do is perfect and there's no room for you to grow in your character. There will be some things that you think are good enough for you or good enough for other people, but actually you could improve on them and they're not that great. And it will take other people close to you in your life who can lovingly, without judgment, encourage and inspire you to do better. Well, I'm happy just sitting in the corner and not talking to anyone ever, so that should be good enough for other people. When actually there are elements of that are okay when you really need that space, but also it's helpful to have someone who's really loving with you to nurture you out of that and gently push you out of your comfort zone to help you grow and overcome that fear. So even if it's good enough for you, there'll be other people who can see beyond that and aspire to help you with something even better. Next, do something to offload your worries, whether that is going out for a milkshake or journaling or listening to music. This video is not about not having anxieties, it's about managing them, and sometimes that's practically tackling them, and sometimes that's just storing them mentally in your mind or processing them well. I go out for a coffee date with God, like a quiet time, once a week for about an hour, and I do that every single week, even if on the day I'm like, oh, I don't feel so bad today. Making that more ritualistic means that you're just giving yourself the opportunity to sit down and let any anxieties come out that you need to work on with yourself. Let me tell you, my notes page here is covered in ticks because that's all I'm doing to look preoccupied when someone comes past. Next, get excited about personal growth. Give yourself credit where credit is due, and if for you going out of your comfort zone is an achievement, treat it like an achievement. The more you can encourage yourself and give yourself that emotional gratification for doing something difficult, the more you'll enjoy that and the more you will get gratification for growing yourself. And lastly, when I was writing this list, I was aware that I didn't really have anything overtly Christian. I thought, oh, is that a bad thing? Should I put something in there? And then I was like, well, I'm not going to fake it. And then I realised that the reason I've come up with these things is not because they're unrelated to God, but they're just like fundamentally backed up by my love for God and my faith. And then ironically, after getting to that point of thinking, I thought of one that was quite Christian-y anyway. So the last point is that there are two people that you will never have to prove yourself to, and that's you and God. And I'm not saying you should prove yourself to other people, but you never even need to think about convincing yourself of God or your intentions, because you know where your heart is genuinely in everything, and so does God. So me sat here, as much as people might walk past and be like, what is she doing, just filming herself, that's a bit weird, the thing that's getting me through that is the fact that I know I'm here to make a YouTube video that I think will help other people, and it's for my job, it's a professional thing, and also God knows that. And God knows that no matter how other people see me, I'm valued in His eyes, and that's unchanging. And out of those three opinions, what's more important, other people, me or God? Well, I'd argue that firstly it's God, and then me, then other people. And as much as I might need to convince people going past that I'm not being weird, it's for a job, to try and get them to understand me, I don't need to even fight that with God, because He already knows, and He knows where my heart is and what I'm doing. And that just makes me go like, oh, I can relax. Like, I just know that I'm seen for who I am and for what my intentions are, and that's the most important thing, that God sees that, and I know that He does. Oh, I've got a dead foot. So thank you for watching this video, guys. I hope you're feeling a little bit less anxious, or you've got some good ideas here for how you can practically help yourself within those anxious moments, or if you know there's something coming up that's going to make you feel anxious, these things might just prepare you a bit better to tackle that and manage it. Like I sort of said at the start, I'm definitely not an expert on this, and there'll be certain levels where I don't fully relate, but these things do genuinely help me, and I do use all of them, so I'd love to share them with you to at least put them out there as an opportunity to help you as well, because I'd really like things to get better for you if this is something that you battle with. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye!